County. I hope you're doing really well. I'd like to take just a few moments and show you some of the very best features of the Optoma 5 Series Creative Touch interactive solution. Before I do though, I'd like to start by saying thank you for considering Optoma. If you would like a more detailed virtual demonstration, we'll be happy to schedule that for you. We can utilize a platform of your choice, Zoom, Skype, Teams, whatever you'd like. And we'll be happy to show you in detail all the features of the Optoma solution. We're also happy to facilitate an in-person demo. If you'd like us to bring a panel out to your facilities and show your teachers, your IT staff, your school board, whoever, we're happy to facilitate that and get the board in front of you and do an in-person demo, training, whatever you like. The first feature I'd like to highlight, the active pen holder. So over on the side of the board here, this looks like it could be a Wi-Fi antenna. It's actually an active pen holder. No matter what's going on screen, no matter where I am, what application I'm running, removing the pen from the holder launches screen markup. I can just lift the pen from the holder and start doing markup. This is an incredible ease of use feature. We understand that Bibb County, you have a different brand of existing board in your classrooms. The transition to the Optoma solution would be a very simple one, made easier by these ease of use features, such as our active pen holder. Moving to our home screen quickly, the next thing I want to show you is our single sign-on option. So up at the top here, I've got an easy access menu to sign into the board. Now I can enter my credential, but even easier, I can just take my camera phone and scan this QR code. Scanning the QR code is going to let me log in on my phone. And because my phone stores my Google credential, I don't even need to enter my password. I'm basically just confirming which account I want to sign into. I'm now signed into Google. So in our file system, in the operating system, all my cloud storage is now available. And it's also going to personalize some of the features of specific applications. In addition to access to Google Cloud Storage, we also offer access to Microsoft OneDrive and Dropbox. Moving into Creative Board. Creative Board is our digital whiteboard application. Here's an example. The system loads my previously used files. Because I signed in, I could sign into a different board and all my previously used content would be loaded there in the initial menu of Creative Board. First thing I want to point out, you don't need to use any specific pens on these boards. Because they're IR touchscreens, I can take my finger and write on the board. I can take, here's a pencil, I'll just take the eraser side. I can write on the board. You don't have to use our pens, but using our dual tip pens, which are included, add some additional functions. We'll also demo the palm erase feature quickly. If I put a palm flat on screen here, it turns into an eraser. The pens work in conjunction with our floating toolbar, where you can choose the different pen options, eraser, shape tools, and much more. I can program, what I really want to show you is how I can program a different function on either side of this pen. So on the fine point, I've just programmed this navy blue marker. I can then take the other side of the pen and program it to function as this orange highlighter. So now on one side of my pen, I have this blue marker. On the other side, my orange highlighter. Next feature I want to show you, I can now take this, I can select this text that I've created and I can turn it into text. We have a handwriting recognition feature, turns that into text. I can then resize this, move it around, change the color, change the font. Super ease of use features installed here. We have also, not sure if you guys are using Google Classroom. I tried to find some information via your website. It wasn't clear, but we do have an integrated Google Classroom menu. Because I signed in on the home screen with that single sign-on option, here's an example as a quiz on linear equations. We have the dedicated Google Classroom menu, lets you instantly load all your class materials into the board. If you're not using Google Classroom, we also offer an embedded web browser. This is a really fantastic feature, something that I don't know of being available from any other manufacturer. And not only can I use the web browser to look up information, I can also use the web browser to grab engaging content and bring it into the whiteboard space. So here, if I want a picture of Abraham Lincoln, I'm just going to search for Lincoln. I get some images of the car, but also the president here. If I want this image, I just press and hold here, and I can drag the image into my whiteboard space, resize it, move it around, and do markup right on top of it. So very easy to grab engaging content right at your fingertips and bring it into the board. We also offer the ability to open a live camera window in the whiteboard, which is excellent for connecting document cameras or USB microscopes. Really engaging options there. We also offer the ability via the floating toolbar to import functions. I can go browse to my cloud, go into my Google Drive here, and that's not what I wanted. Let's bring in, here's an infographic on heart health. Let's move the web browser out of the way, and here's the item I just loaded from my Google Drive, and let me get my highlighter, and we can highlight some of this info here. So super easy to use the Creative Board digital whiteboard. It's really packed with unique features, particularly in conjunction with the single sign-on option on the home screen. Moving over quickly, I understand that Bibb County has requested attached computers, and I believe our dealer is specifying for you Intel NUC mini computers to be mounted behind the board. Those are going to work great. I have one here. This happens to be running Windows 10. I have access to all my files and folders, and the board is functioning as a giant touchscreen for my computer. Very easy to use, not a lot of training involved, because I know my computer, I know my files and folders. There's not a lot for me to learn here. And going back to the active pen holder, when I can use my computer, I know my programs, I know what I'm doing. When I want to write on the screen, I can literally pick up the pen, start drawing on the screen. It's that easy. And I'm not locked into this color. I have a whole range of colors I can select from here. In addition to all this fantastic function, we also include a whole host of wireless sharing and collaboration tools. I have here a Chromebook, and I'm just going to demonstrate really quickly how I can very easily cast up to the board. Here I am. Let me open up an application so you can see what I'm doing. So very easy to cast up to the board from any of the major device types. We support Windows, Mac, Chrome OS, iPhone, iPad, as well as Android devices. Not only can you cast from your device up to the board, it's also possible to mirror what's going on the board onto your device. So say a student is sitting in the back of the room and they don't have the best view, or they have, or if it's just at their preference, they can mirror what's going on the interactive board onto their screen in front of them for a better view. We offer the ability to cast from up to 4 devices at once, and the board can go into a 2x2 split screen quadrant array. And the instructor can manipulate which screen goes where. They can choose to take one of the quadrants and make it full screen, bring it back to the quadrant view. Lots of options. We're only scratching the surface here. Again, if you'd like a full in detail presentation, whether virtual or in person, just get in touch with us and we'll make that happen.